Bureau Boys is an improvised detective serial. Every Monday morning, the Bureau Boys solve crimes based on clues sent in by their informants.
That's you! Go to thebureauboys.com to submit your clues, informant. This week's clue for the Marbled Rye mystery comes from our informant, Lynn. The clue is ghost.
When we last left the Bureau Boys, Detective Riley had just run after Gladiola Simpson to deliver her a sandwich that he had made. He re-enters the Bureau, huffing and puffing. Detective Riley, did she like the sandwich?
She took a bite and turned away right after, chewing and swallowing, one of those, and she kind of forced the swallow, like you don't have a lot of saliva in your throat. But, I think she loves it.
Forced the swallow, or perhaps spit it into her hand.
Listen, I didn't observe too closely. I just gave her that sandwich and got the hell out of there. I didn't want to talk to her too much longer. She was getting a little frisky.
Oh, boy, that was actually very nice of you, though, Detective Riley. I do appreciate that you actually think about people's feelings and thoughts, and I hadn't thought that she wouldn't have had a sandwich in a long time, so that was very nice of you. But Detective Riley, we got a case.
And just to clarify, you were the one that offered my sandwich to her, but that's neither here nor there. I was very happy to give it, so your point still stands, but just to be clear, I did not offer my own sandwich. But yes, we have a case.
Detective Riley, that was kind of a passive-aggressive way of saying that I'm actually the thoughtful one that always thinks about other people's feelings. And I would like to point out that the Tupperware that I had in there that had pasta from last night was clearly marked Detective Potter. And where the hell is it, Detective Riley?
We see spaghetti stains on Detective Riley's pants. I don't know. Listen, our house used to be haunted, as you know, so it could have been a ghost.
That's a good point. Okay, Detective Riley, this is our first live hot case. We've been working on cold cases pretty much this whole time. This is only 3 weeks old, is barely a cold case.
It's like bread right out of the oven. Am I right, Detective Potter?
Yes, warm and hot.
I'm ready to slice into this case.
All right, should we get all of our bread puns out now?
Are we done with the puns?
Detective Riley, we can't loaf about and just expect this case to get solved.
You're right. If we keep up with this, it'll be like being stuffed in a sack with a couple of breadcrumbs. Does that work?
Not really, but I'll save it. Detective Riley, I know it seems like murders have kind of been our bread and butter lately, but I think we can solve this case.
I think we can. And I think the first place we need to start is McConnell's grocery.
I was thinking the exact same thing. So the Bureau Boys grab their trench coats. They throw them on. They pull on their Sherlock Holmes-style hats, and they dash out the door to their Bureau-issued car, where they drive across town to McConnell's grocery.
Just a point of clarification, narrator. Did you want to tell the audience what the car is? The make and model?
Why don't you go ahead, since specificity is such your thing?
They've gone through plenty of models, so this is a new car. It's a 1989 Mercury
Lesable
with 4 wheels and a hood.
The Bureau Boys jump out of their Mercury Lesable when they arrive at McConnell's. Man, Detective Riley, that is one reliable automobile. 4 wheels and a hood?
You don't get that from the Bureau every day. Now, inside, there's a few people I think that need to be interrogated. We got the manager, because he's sending the delivery boy out, and we got to find this delivery boy. Is he in the building?
No, he's probably out on a delivery. That's in his name.
Right.
And why are you suddenly calling him a delivery boy now when you're so insistent when Gladiola was there to call him a man? What is going on? Is something going on with you and Gladiola?
Nothing yet, but she did slip me her phone number. So I may be calling her. I don't know yet. It'll be a chance to finally get a real woman inside of our house.
Well, that's surprising because you got awfully handsy with me, Detective Riley. But you know what? We don't have time to argue about this.
You're right. Because also, you were invited on our date. It's going to be a triple date.
Wait, you already have a date?
Well, no, but she mentioned that if I was ready for a date, to bring you along. So I don't know if it's me she's interested in, or if it's you, if it's both of us, yet to be seen.
Okay, we might never find out, just for the record.
You're right, because the first 3 digits are 555. Let's get inside this McConnell's.
Wait, the first 3 digits of what? Her phone number?
Yes, of course. What other number would I be referring to?
I mean, you brought that up literally out of, I don't know, her social security?
Listen, we haven't even gone on a date yet. Let's not get crazy.
Okay. All right, let's get into the store. So the Bureau boys approach McConnell's grocery store and swing open the door. They're greeted. What's so goddamn funny, narrator?
It's just the way these boys walked into the grocery store like it's a Wild Wild West saloon. That's all.
When they're not greeted with the sweet sound of a piano player, but they are greeted with the odoriferous aroma of baking bread.
An old lady greeter who just says hello to people when they walk in the store. And she, the first one to welcome the Bureau boys into the great McConnell's grocery.
That's a little bit disingenuous, narrator. She also says goodbye when people exit the store.
2 jobs, 1 woman. Welcome to McConnell's.
Oh, thank you so much. Detective Potter grabs her name tag somewhat aggressively. Mavis?
Oh, bless you for noticing my name. Most don't even acknowledge my existence.
That's such a shame, Mavis. I'm so sorry to hear. Listen, do you know if... I know you're the greeter here, and maybe you're not really in the know of the coming...
Goodbye. Thank you for shopping at McConnell's.
Mavis, please focus. I'm Detective Riley. This is Wait, no, I'm not.
Detective Potter, I didn't realize you would become so flustered in the presence of an elderly woman.
I don't know what's wrong with me. If it's... I'm thinking about distracted, thinking about Gladiola, or your relationship with her, or a triple date. I don't know what it was. Excuse me, Mavis, I'm Detective Potter. This is my partner, Detective Riley. We're detectives.
Hello, Mavis. We are here on a very important case, and we'd like to speak to the manager. I think
Mavis, maybe we don't even need to speak to the manager if we can cut to the chase. Do you know the name of the delivery boys that come in and out? I mean, I assume when they leave the store every time out for a delivery, you say goodbye to them, and when they come back, you say hello.
Well, there's Tommy and Johnny and Robbie.
Mavis, can I give you some more information before you list every single delivery boy or man?
Okay, yes, sir.
So the specific guy we're looking for, the specific delivery boy or man, Mavis, that we're looking for is a big burly guy with stubble on his face. Not quite a beard, not quite clean shaven.
All right, of course. Yes. I don't know his name. He's not, and I would say he is a man's age, but.
Mavis, but you can confirm that someone matching that description is a delivery boy here, or man.
Oh, yes. He's, of course, he always smells of butter and,
Jam?
That's it. Oh, bless your soul, young man.
Thank you. Mavis, maybe it would be best if we did speak to the manager, because you're, no offense, you're not super helpful.
Well, when I take my break, I usually go to the back of the store, and you should be able to find a manager there.
Mavis, you don't know where the manager's office is? You're just assuming it's back by the break room?
Where when I eat my clam chowder soup and I get my little crackers.
Okay, Mavis, I don't need your goddamn life story. Detective Riley, let's just walk around the store and see if we can find a manager.
Yeah, I think we'd be better off. This old coot's got nothing to give us.
So the Bureau boys grab 2 of those shopping baskets and start browsing around.
Detective Riley spots a couple of bags of pasta. Knowing that his partner was a little sour about the pasta that he may or may not have eaten, he decides that he might cook a little special dinner later on.
Narrator, I think you and I both know, since we're omniscient, that Detective Riley did indeed eat that spaghetti. We saw him do it.
Well, the cat's out of the bag.
Narrator, may I ask, why are you so quick to defend Detective Riley when he screws up all the time?
As narrators, we have a certain affinity for specific humans we're observing. And it just so happens that my affinity goes more towards Detective Riley.
Fair enough. Detective Riley, look, if we can maybe cause a big enough scene, maybe the manager will come to us.
Right. So, like a bomb or something, right? Really get his attention.
No, nothing like that, Detective Riley. I was thinking more, spilling some stuff on the floors, or what kind of bomb are you thinking?
The smoke kind. The only kind that's legal here in Hill Valley.
Ooh. Okay, I don't think that those are legal, but that's actually a better idea than my idea, Detective Riley. Do you have a smoke bomb with... You know what, Detective Riley, I can do? We are in the pasta aisle.
Yeah?
If I take some of this corkscrew pasta, I mix it with some rigatoni over here and some penny pasta over here. Detective Riley, Detective Potter reaches behind Detective Riley's ear and pulls forth a quarter. Is this your quarter? Just kidding, Detective Riley, that's a different trick. And, okay, I mix these all together in my little...
So, Detective Potter breaks out a flask and begins mixing together all the different forms of pasta, a few pasta sauces, and as grocers, regular shoppers pass by, he discreetly takes different items from their carts, mixing and matching.
A jar of concentrated orange juice here, and a stalk of celery there.
What the heck?
He mixes them all together. Detective Riley, do you have your lighter on you?
Of course I do. I was ready to smoke up the minute we got in this place. Of course, that's not the type of smoke.
Why don't we just do that instead of me making this smoke bomb?
Al, you already got right into it. I think this is better anyway. We don't want to be too messed up.
Okay, fair enough. Detective Potter grabs Detective Riley's lighter from his outstretched hand.
And he lights it.
He sticks the end into his Erlenmeyer flask that he always carries around. There's absolutely no reaction. However, the dried pasta does begin to burn. See, Detective Riley? Smoke.
It's happening. A small wisp of smoke, barely detectable by the human eye, wafts into the air in front of the lone video camera mounted on the ceiling of McConnell's.
Back in the manager's office, the manager has his feet kicked up and he's scanning over the security footage as he always does. He notices a tiny wisp of smoke. A ghost!
The manager of McConnell's is, just so you know, listener, is deathly afraid of any spirits or apparitions. And since McConnell's is built on an old pet cemetery, his radar for such supernatural phenomena is at an all-time high.
And because it's a pet cemetery, it's not even that old of a cemetery, because that sort of became trendy in like the 60s and 70s. Just to give you an idea of how old McConnell's is. To be fair, at this location, they moved from other locations because McConnell's is very old, because Gladiola's father also used to get his bread from McConnell's.
The manager shoots out of his chair and flings his manager door open, running past all the workers in the warehouse, past the break room and the bathroom, finally exiting into the main floor of McConnell's grocery.
I'll tell you what, narrator, the doors in McConnell's are really taking a beating today. What are you two doing?
Detective Potter and Detective Riley whip around to see, standing before them, the manager of McConnell's. He's a sprightly man, small, slender,
clean-shaven.
Clean, and he's got curled hair in an afro.
What the heck are you guys doing in my store?
Sir, are you the manager?
You're damn right I'm the manager. It says it right here on my tag, manager.
Well, then it looks like, Detective Potter, we're in the right place. Sir, my name is Detective Riley, and this is my partner, Detective Potter.
I'm gonna have to ask you boys to put that out. Detective Potter quickly holds his hand over the top of the Erlenmeyer flask, extinguishing the very, very small flame that he had managed to create in his flask. Sorry, sir.
We didn't mean to disturb the store or any of its patrons. We just needed to get your attention, and we were having a really hard time finding you.
I've been watching you boys since you came in. You didn't look around at all. You walked into the pasta aisle and immediately started a fire.
Well, yes, but that was our best chance, we thought, of getting your attention, and that way we didn't have to do all of the walking. McConnell's is a big grocery store.
And to be fair, we didn't immediately start the fire. We had to get a bunch of different ingredients from several different customers that walked by. Hey, that's another thing. You boys been harassing all my customers. What's this all about?
Well, sir, do you have a name I can call you by?
Yeah?
Can I have it?
I just said it. Yeah. Yeah, Garnett.
Okay, Mr. Garnett. Yeah, Garnett. Yeah. Can I call you Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Okay, so, yeah.
Yeah?
We're on a case. We are trying. Okay.
Why y'all flustered, boy?
I'm sorry. I was just being in the presence of the manager of McConnell's. Okay, so here's what's going on. One of your longtime customers, you might know her by name, Gladiola Simpson.
Yeah, I know Gladiola Simpson.
Right. So she orders a lot of groceries and has to get them delivered to her home.
Yeah, she keeps the place afloat. I know all this. Get to the point, boy.
Well, she orders a lot of marbled rye bread. A whole gross of, I think, 20 gross of bread loaves a week.
I know all this. Why do you think the aroma of bread baking wafts out right when you fling open the door of my store?
Here's the problem. One of your delivery boys...
Which one? Billy? Timmy? Johnny? Kurt?
Okay, hold on. Before you get into that, let me just say, when she gets her delivery of groceries, the marbled rye bread is always missing. Does that perturb you at all? Yeah?
Yeah, Garnett's eyes shift back and forth in his head. No?
I'm sorry. No. You're the manager of this establishment. You just said she keeps this
No.
place-
I'm sorry. I'm calling for one of my employees, No, over there. Yeah, no?
We see in the distance a grocery bagger immediately stops bagging groceries, drops the bag he was working on, and runs over to the manager because he knows that when his name is called, he's got to get there fast. Otherwise, he'll get a worse beating than the doors of McConnell's. Yes, sir. Ready at your service, yeah?
No? Yeah, here.
Yeah, no here.
No? Do you still have that scheduled delivery boys that goes out every week?
Yeah.
Yeah? What?
Yeah.
No, can you say yes or just to avoid any confusion?
I do still have the list.
And it's the same list. It's been the same list for nigh 10 years. So it's going to be the same from last week and the week before that and the week before that. Hey, can you run and fetch it?
Yes, sir, yeah.
No, runs to the back of the store, past the warehouse, past the break room, into the manager's office, where it would have been easier, frankly, for to grab it, but No does what he's told. He rifles through the file cabinet in Ya's office, grabs the schedule, and runs back out onto the grocery store floor.
Here it is, yeah.
Thanks, No. Here you go, boys. It's a schedule. It's the same damn schedule I've had since I've been manager, and I've been manager for a lot of years. Definitely the last 3 weeks.
Okay, now, do you have a description of the delivery boys to match the names on this list? You know, like pictures? Or can you just tell us what they look like?
Boy, I don't want to tell you how to do your detective work, but the schedule here says which delivery boys are making what deliveries to whom people. And when I say whom people, we have several clients named Whom, in case you're wondering. I don't misspeak. Do you want the schedule, or should I just eat it? Yeah, Garnett starts to crumple up the schedule and shove it into his mouth. No, stop it!
Yeah. Okay, no, please, we want the schedule, please.
Yes, we'll take the schedule, for God's sake.
Oh, yeah. Buffs up the schedule, because it had already slipped down his throat. He's got one of those big throats that could just take objects right down the gullet.
Here you go, boys.
Detective Potter, Detective Riley, smooth out the edges, wipe off the stomach acid, and start scrolling down the list of customers.
Here it is, Detective Riley. Gladiola Simpson. Last Thursday was her last delivery. And here's the delivery boy's name. Gordon
Freeman.
Detective Riley, I think we gotta go find this Gordon Freeman. Yeah? Is Gordon Freeman working today? If Gordon Freeman were working today, why would I give you the list? Why wouldn't I just point to him and say, there's Gordon Freeman? That's a good point.
That's a really good point there. Is Gordon Freeman working tomorrow?
Detective Riley, this can't wait that long.
You're right. We've got to find... wait. Oh, here's his address, right here on the sheet.
Detective Riley, it's right back in the other direction, across town, right back by our office. I think we know what to do next.
So the Bureau boys scatter, running away from No and Yeah, leaving them in the dust.
After they realized they scattered in two separate directions, they quickly met back together at the car. As the Bureau boys get into their car and start it, an ominous voice comes over the radio. Because this is one of those AM/FM radios, none of that Sirius XM crap. It's over the air, so anyone with a transistor radio can hack in.
Bureau boys, this case is not one for the Bureau boys to handle. Do not pursue Gordon Freeman, or I will pursue you.
The Bureau boys look at each other, not knowing what to make of the cryptic message, but knowing they have to persevere despite how scary that message was.
Will the Bureau boys brave it up and go find Gordon Freeman?
Who was the ominous voice?
What's with the naming conventions in that grocery store? In fact, what's with the naming conventions of Gladiola Simpson? What's up with this town?
And will the Bureau boys ever be able to escape this town? Probably not. But find out the answers to the other questions next week on the Marbled Rye Mystery.
If you enjoyed this episode, help the Bureau Boys solve this case by submitting your clue at thebureauboys.com. They may use it on a future episode.
While you're there, why not join their informant network and tell all your friends and family to join too? But don't tell the criminals, because the Bureau Boys are coming for them.